Alright team, hope you're all feeling hungry because here is a pretty awesome recipe. It's a AA original. The couscous concoction, also known in French as
Konkoction de Couscous.
Interesting, and in German
Couscous-Zubereitung.
I don't know which title I prefer, to be honest. Thank you for the feedback for the previous videos. I'm going to try and keep up with the comments. I don't get loads, but it's just because I'm going to be uploading daily. That is the aim, so I can get as much content out to you guys as possible. But that just means I might reply to comments a few days after a video has come out. This recipe, as I said, is a AA original. It's high in protein and a good meal that's going to fuel you for a lot of hours, and it's going to help you to perform well in your gym workouts and help you with concentration throughout the day. You can also adjust this recipe in accordance to your calories. So for me, I can have a high amount of calories at the moment alongside my training, but you might be somebody who has to potentially take out some of one ingredient and add in an ingredient. For example, couscous is included in this recipe, and you may need to halve the amount of couscous that I use, and instead, so you can still have the food volume, you put in some courgettes because they are low in calories. It's roughly 10 to 15 calories per 100 grams of courgettes, and you can grind them, grate them, chop them up and mix it in with the couscous to still add the volume for less calories. All the macros, protein, carbs, fat and calories is going to be at the end of the recipe. To start with, you're going to weigh out 120 grams of couscous weighed out dry, and then you're going to boil a kettle, add hot water to it, just above the level of couscous that you've put into the red bowl. It has to be a red bowl as well. Then you leave that to sit for about a couple of minutes because the couscous absorbs the hot water. Then after that, you're going to grab an egg. You're going to crack it on top of the couscous, let it try and spread around all of the couscous rather than just clump in one area. I've done that before, and then it's just not evenly distributed amongst the couscous, which is quite annoying. Don't stir it up yet. Make sure you break the yolk, because I've done it before where I haven't broken the yolk and then the egg yolk has exploded in the microwave and it's caused a huge mess. So make sure you do that. And the weight of the egg in this recipe was 60 grams, so slightly larger than a normal egg, which is normally 50 grams. Then after adding the egg, you're going to add 120 grams of chicken tikka slices from Tesco. That's what I'm using, but obviously you don't have to use exactly that. That's what I'm using for this recipe. And then 60 grams of gammon. These are all weighed at a cooked weight rather than a raw weight, because that's something people can get confused with sometimes, the raw weight of a food and the calories within the raw weight compared to the cooked weight. So don't get too confused with that. 120 grams of the chicken tikka slices, 60 grams of gammon cooked. And then after that, I'm adding 200 grams of chopped tomatoes of varying sizes. Then what you're going to do, put a lid on it, chuck it in the microwave. I haven't stirred it up yet, for approximately 6 minutes to get the meat definitely all the way cooked through. Then you bring it back out, chop up everything with scissors so everything is a kind of a similar size. Then you mix it all up. Put 15 grams of mozzarella cheese or a cheese of your choice on top. I'm using mozzarella cheese for this recipe. Chuck it back in the microwave for another minute and a half. Then you're going to let the cheese melt. Finally on top, I'm adding low sugar and salt and calorie barbecue sauce. It's only about 7 calories per 15 grams. So good. You're going to add it on top as well as a little bit of garlic salt. And then job done. My tip as well for this recipe is that you add the barbecue sauce, a little layer, and garlic salt on one layer. You eat that layer. Then you add a little bit more garlic salt barbecue sauce. It's so tasty and very filling, especially if you have a big glass of water alongside it. Here are the macros for the recipe: calories, carbs, fat and protein. As I said, you could exchange out some couscous and then add in some courgettes, or you can use a slightly lower calorie meat like codfish, or I mean that's a fish, but compared to chicken tikka slices, which are 120 calories per 100 grams, cod cooked is 98 calories per 100 grams. You can add in more fruit and vegetables. If you want to add in more calories, you can add in some nuts. You can do whatever you like with this recipe. Thanks guys again for watching the video. Don't forget to check out the verse of the day straight after this clip, and make sure you download the 2 free things in the YouTube description. Thanks again. I'll see you guys in my next video.